Hello and welcome. Today's guided visualization is going to be all about facing this fear of failure that we have and releasing it so that you can have those dreams that you want come true. We do tend to sort of self-sabotage from time to time, or maybe a lot, as human beings, and we can also do just the opposite and help ourselves guide ourselves to what we truly want in life, releasing all those things that hold us back. And this might be a good tool for you to use for that. Hello, I'm Carol DeChaine, and I'm a certified life and business coach specializing in going through transformation to help you move forward and raise your vibration to have that joy and the love that you want in your life and to get those things in your life that really make a difference to you and bring your life the richness that you want. And I'm also a certified Marconic energy recalibration practitioner, and more on that later. Today, the guided visualization is releasing that fear of failure, finding the path that you want by releasing it and allowing the path to become real instead of a wished for thinking. So hopefully you're getting ready and you're ready to move forward with this guided visualization because I like to get into it as soon as possible. And if you're driving, of course, feel free to listen, but do come back at another time so you can get the most out of it when you're available to really concentrate on what's happening. And be safe out there. So as you get comfortable, I want you to take a breath, and we're going to do a countdown today. So 5, I want you to bring in all those things that you're kind of vaguely thinking about that are worrying you. Bring them in. Don't let them stay out there in your aura. Bring them down. And then feel them down into your body. 4, I want you to take all of that and squish it down into a little tiny part of your being as you let this joy and this feeling flow through you of peace. 3, scrunching up those uncomfortable feelings that you've been thinking about, knowing you can open the box again later, but allowing the peace to run through the rest of your body. 2, closing the lid on that box for whatever that is and how big it is, letting it stay there and put it aside, allowing the peace to run through the rest of your being. And 2, feeling it through. And 1, feeling totally comfortable, feeling at ease, and ready to face things that perhaps you don't really usually want to look at. So what we're going to do is walk down a hall of doors today. I want you in your mind's eye to look around you and see a hall. To see yourself with a bunch of doors. It's a beautiful hallway, and there's doors on either side, and a big archway at the end. And each door is a fear that you haven't faced. It's a fear that holds you back, a fear that this failure is going to happen. There are fears the how each failure could happen. So if you look at what you want at the end of this tunnel, you know these doors are going to open for you. What is it that you want so much that is holding you back? Is it a type of job? Is it a relationship? Is it having a good relationship with someone? Is it reaching out? What is it that you want that you're finding you're being held back from, perhaps over and over again? I have the flip side is fear of success, but right now we're going to look at these fears that are in your way of failure. And you're going to be brave and know that none of these things can affect you right this minute. So whatever's behind every door will not affect your peace or your beingness. So as you take a breath and you see these doors, you see however many doors there are that are holding you back from what's at the end of the corridor, from your dream, from this bright light of what you want. As you look down the doors, each door is a slightly different color. There's a green door and a red door There's a blue one and a yellow one. And you look at them and you say, okay, now, which one do I have to open first? If you look at the green door, try for that one first. Wherever it is in your pathway, see it open and everything spill out that's behind the green door. And this has to do with money. Is there any money issue that's holding you back? Is it a huge amount of scary stuff that comes out? What is it? Is it just feeling of lack? Is it your father coming out the door saying, you can't have this because we don't have enough money? Is it your bank account that you look at and you go, there is nothing in here. I can't do this. Is there anything in that fear? Maybe that door has nothing behind it. It's not one of your fears of failure. Money and finances, maybe it has nothing to do with it. Or maybe it has everything to do with it. As you open that door and you see what comes out regarding money and this fear of failure, how is money holding you back? Your finances, are they holding you back from your dream? If they're not, then you don't have any need to worry about this particular door. It was there, but maybe there was just something minuscule behind it. But if, whenever you see these doors, they release things that have a lot of stuff in them, wrap them in kind of like a big plastic bubble. See them, see it there, know that it's just a fear. It's a fear that you have created or someone else has gifted you throughout your lifetimes or in this lifetime. Something that a parent or a friend or a teacher has said to you that perhaps is part of this fear. It's a lack, a feeling you're not enough. Whatever it may be, it's not necessary for you to carry. And when it regards to money, look at it. See that it's not what you need. You don't need this fear. Wrap it up in plastic wrap like it's a big old dog turd. Wrap it up and place it behind the door in a garbage can, or perhaps it will magically disappear so that when the door shuts on its own, it's because there's nothing behind it to fear. And whatever may be left in your path is something that you can easily move aside or get through if there's anything left. And now I want you to look at the yellow door. The yellow door has everything related to your business or your office, whatever your company is, or whatever it is that you do during the day that there might be a fear about. Perhaps this fear of failure has to do with a boss, or the money issue, remember, we already took care of. So it could be the career path you've chosen. It could be anything in this fear box. And this, what's coming out of this door when you open it, related to your business or your career. And if you're retired, perhaps it has to do with what you volunteer to do. But what is coming out? What's holding you back? Feel these fears. Know that you have made them yourself. You've adopted them from others, perhaps. You've lived them in other lifetimes. They're lessons you need to learn. But they aren't so overpoweringly important that you can't learn them and move through them more easily than perhaps you think. You can do it with grace. You simply need to shine the light on each one and then bag it up, watch it shrink and shrivel away, and toss it in the nearest garbage can. And let the door close again on its own when it doesn't have that pressure behind it. If you see the blue door and open that up, you're going to find all those emotions that are holding you back. That big fear that has no name to it, yet you don't understand why it's there. Maybe an anger that pops up. There's the limiting beliefs of, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Whatever it is that rolls right out onto you, that's another piece of this puzzle that holds you back. This fear, the fear that you won't be good enough, that it won't happen because you simply can't do it. You don't know how. Look at these fears and these worries and these feelings that come up. The beliefs that you've carried for years. What is it? Why is it important to you? Look at that and allow it to feel like it's lighter than air. Feel these emotions lifting up, lightening up. They really aren't important to you because they're just fears. Fears are worries about things that haven't happened yet. You might be borrowing from the past to have a reason for having a fear, but it hasn't happened yet in this particular instance. Even if something that looks similar has happened before, it hasn't happened right now. Allow those fears to shift, to move away. And only those that are self-preservation, that are obviously ones that you need to run because things are scary, those you can keep to know and to be smart, but the rest, let them go. Because you are enough. You don't need to be fearful that you aren't. You are all you need to be, no matter what's happened in the past. And as you lighten this load, shift it, adjust it, release it, or watch it shrivel up and die. Or you need to throw it into the garbage can. Watch as this door also lightens. Everything that spilled out lightens, and the door starts to shut as it lightens enough for the way to be made clear. And lastly today, we're going to look at one more door, and it's the red door. The door of love, the door of relationships. You may have dealt with some of these things connected to this already. Perhaps you looked at your boss in the employment part or in the volunteer part. Perhaps you've looked at people that are related. They're related to the money issues, the financials. And of course, the emotions are connected to people as well. But now look at specifically people or a person and how that person or those people hold you back and why there's a fear around them specifically for what you want. That thing that you had wanted at the end of this tunnel, what is it about those people? The fear of failure. Do they just tell you all the time you're not good enough? And it's them on you? And you feel you have to prove yourself even if you can't seem to do it? Are they the ones that say, I told you so? Or are they simply saying no, and they have a say in your future? Whatever those people are that are holding you back, instead of watching them disintegrate, wrap them in love. Wrap them in a big love bubble, in joy, in whatever it takes, so that you can see them shifting in your mind's eye, stepping away from you if need be, and allowing you your way past the fear of what might happen. Watch as all of these things that are left in your pathway lighten, brighten. Some may disintegrate. Some may be lessons you need to learn that become more clear to you. And as you watch the red door able to swing shut with very minimal things behind it if you needed to leave something, know that the fear of failure that is now all centered down the corridor lightens up, it brightens up, it starts lifting up and out of your way. You start seeing it raising up all together, just keeps going higher and higher, like a big balloon. And as all of those worries and concerns and fears and all those things that are stopping you from what you want raise up, you can see them disappearing from view. They're either really high up so you can't see them anymore, or they've disappeared. But whichever they are, they no longer need to be part of who you are or hold you back from what you want. That fear of failure lifts from you and from your path, and you can see clearly where you want to be through that arch at the end of this tunnel. At the end of these hall of doors, you see where you want to be. And you look at each door knowing that as they open, if there's any fear remaining, you can handle it. It's not something that will hold you back any longer. You've got this, and you know it. And as you step through the arch, into that dream, or into that plan you had but didn't see happening because you kept seeing these failures happening over and over, or at least this fear becoming real to you, instead of that, you now can see your dream being real. You see it becoming, and everything falling into line because the fears have started disappearing for you. And as you bathe in that feeling of joy that you have either accomplished your dream or it's just simply come true for you, know that you can do this with any dream you have. And you may need to come back and face some of those fears again because it's a slightly different fear that you didn't quite get rid of yet, or a different person that has the same issue with you or something you need to work through. But you can do this anytime you like, as often as you like, knowing that you can come out the other side with whatever dream you want. You simply have to face those fears in a safe environment and release them. Watch them shrivel up or watch them shift into a higher vibration themselves. And as you feel and remember what it feels like to be living this dream through that archway, know that indeed this can be a reality, and it will be if you let go of those fears that are holding you back. And you can do it, always. As you start coming back into your body, I'll count you back in. 1, you start walking towards the other door, which is your body, knowing that these yellow, red, green, and blue doors are just a gift for you to learn and grow, and there's no longer fear behind them. 2, feeling more in your body, feeling connection. 3, feeling like your body's a little heavy. You can feel your fingers and your toes, but feeling that amazing feeling that you had when you stepped into your dream, knowing it could be real. 4, feel that feeling even more. Feel knowing that you can have this dream, and those fears can fall away if they haven't already. Feel yourself breathing. Feel your mind active and your body ready to jump up and have the energy. And 5, feeling lighter and brighter because you've released these fears, opening your eyes and ready to go and ready to conquer, ready to release those fears if you haven't already, knowing that what you want is within reach. Thank you for joining me today. As you come back into your body, just know that you can come back anytime you like, or check out any other guided visualizations that I have or my Joy Corner mantras. Of course, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well and click on the bell notification for whenever I put in a new video. There's also the blogs that you can sign up for on my website, and there's a link below for that. And the website will also lead you to learn more about Marconic multidimensional energy for not only your being, but also to clear your home home energy space or your business space. And there's also information about intuitive work that I do and life coaching, of course. And if you're facing something that's very difficult for you and you want some help to get through it, or you're facing a decision and you're not quite sure which way to go or how to proceed, and you'd like to chat, I do offer free 30-minute consultations to see if it's something that we can move forward with, that I can help you become even more of a beautiful spirit than you see yourself, to help you find that joy on the other side of change and transformation and lift your vibration into who you want to be. There's a link below for that on my calendar. Thank you again for joining me. And know that fear of failure does not need to hold you back. You can indeed be who and what you want to be, whenever you want to be it. Until next time.